Today we are chatting about alignment in regards to self-love, self-image, how you feel about yourself. Alignment is the key to developing the relationship that you want to have with yourself. Alignment is necessary when developing a mindset around self-love, self-image, how you feel about your body, feeling good in your body. It really comes down to who you're being daily, what kind of things you're doing. That's what alignment is. Alignment is how you're placing yourself, your thoughts, your actions, your energy around what you're trying to accomplish. Who you're being in your daily life, behind the scenes, in all parts of you and your life. So, for instance, if you want to feel a certain way about your body and the things you're doing in your daily life and who you're being to yourself, how you're thinking, feeling about yourself is not in alignment with how you want to feel about yourself, it's not going to happen. It's going to become harder. You're going to have to work harder and there's going to be a resistance. You're going to have to force it more, if that makes sense. Alignment creates ease. Alignment feels good. Alignment doesn't give that forceful feeling. If you're not living in alignment with how you want to feel about yourself, you're not going to feel how you want to feel about yourself. So, how do you know you're in alignment? Do your thoughts, feelings, energy, actions, words, like how you're talking to yourself, how you're talking about yourself and to yourself, does that all align, match up with how you want to feel about yourself or the goal that you're trying to achieve within yourself? That is how you know you're in alignment, is when you have to develop this self-awareness to be able to check in with yourself, check in with who you're being. That is your self-reliance. I call it self-awareness because you just flat out have to be aware of who you're being to yourself and how you're working yourself through to the goal that you want to achieve. And so in reality, most of us are just going through life unaware of the energy that we're putting out, the energy that we're allowing, that we're receiving, because that also works synergistically with alignment. What are you allowing in just as much as what you're putting out? So like I said, a lot of us are just going through life, just letting it happen and just allowing all this stuff to come at us. We're absorbing it and we're not even being self-aware enough to recognize it or to know it. And so when we're trying to achieve something or we're trying to feel good about ourselves or feel good about our body, we're allowing all this external stuff to absorb, and we're not self-aware enough to either say like, no, this is not for me. No, this is not aligned with what I'm trying to achieve or who I want to be and how I want to feel. And so we just let it happen. That's how you end up in this cycle of just, you're trying and then you're starting over and then you're trying again and you're starting it over. When really, if you would just be self-aware enough and be able to align and realign and actually pay attention and be intentional, think of how much you could achieve. Think of who you could become. Think of how you could feel about yourself. And it's really not that hard. It's hard because we're not used to that. That's something that most people aren't taught. You want to love your body. Well, you need to do this. You need to count this. You need to restrict this. You need to do. When really it comes down to stop doing and start being. Focus more on who you're being, how you're being, less on doing and more on being. That is how you find alignment. And so once you're able to become aware, it just becomes second nature, that you're able to check in with yourself. Then you really start to become the woman, the version of you that you're trying to achieve, how you want to feel about yourself, your body. And you really start to embody it. So next I want to talk about embodiment. Over time, after you develop this habit of being self-aware and being able to redirect your energy towards your alignment, towards being in alignment, and being able to recognize when you're out of alignment, and you come to this place where that's just who you are. You know, you don't have to check in as much, or you don't have to redirect as much. And that's embodiment, is when you develop in your every part of you, and you're being that version, you're being that woman, you are it. You embody self-love. You embody a positive body self-image. You embody a positive self-image. You embody a woman who loves her body, who loves herself. That is embodiment. That is embodiment. And so when you really think of it, we're embodying something right now. Like, what are you embodying? We're embodying something, whether or not you realize it or that you intentionally got to that point. So what are you embodying now? Because just as you can embody who you become right now in this moment, you can embody a different version of yourself and the woman you want to be. Like, you can always change that over time. Over and over, you're choosing alignment over and over and over, and that becomes embodiment. How you feel right now has been developed over time. Thoughts, patterns, habits, you've embodied that over time. You chose that, whether it was consciously or not. So just the same, you can embody self-love. You can embody loving your body by choosing and aligning your thoughts, your actions, your words, your energy, everything. You choose it over and over and over, and you become it. There's just like one more thing I want to say about this, and it's the fact that we change. So what you're aligning to right now might be different in, a couple months, a couple years. And so because we change, we go through seasons, our alignment has to change also, because we grow, we evolve. Sometimes we even fall back, different seasons. Loving your body is not as hard as it sounds. I actually can tell you that hating your body is harder than loving your body. Although on the other side of it, it may seem the other way around, but it is so much harder to hate your body than it is to love it. And if you spend one more second hating your body, it's too long. 1 second of hating your body is too long for anybody. You deserve more. You are worth more. Your body deserves more. Like, why would you not want to feel good in your body? It's possible. You deserve it. It's for you. You need to actually just take the step and decide and go after it. Remove all the limits that we've put on our bodies, on ourselves, telling us why we can't, or all the reasons why we're not able to. Those are just limits. And just the same, you've put those limits, you've allowed those limits, you can remove them. You can release them and become limitless. Like, when you're limitless, you're available to love your body no matter what. You're available to self-love no matter what. That is available to everybody each and every day. It's available to you. Whether or not you choose to allow it, receive it, is up to you. So that is today's talk on alignment in regards to self-love, loving your body, self-image. Let me know how this, what you got from this. If this is your kind of vibe, then make sure you subscribe so we can stay connected, like the video, and I will see you soon.